Hello viewers, this is a movie about my hometown Antwerp, Belgium. It might be useful if you are considering making a city trip. So what does the name Antwerp mean? In Dutch it sounds a little bit like to throw a hand. That gave birth to a legend that there was a giant, Antigone, that extorted people that wanted to go up and down the river, until a small but brave man, Brabo, cut off his hand and threw it in the river. In reality, historically and linguistically, Antwerp means a place where sediment got deposited. Because of a change in the river's course a long time ago, the land that Antwerp is on now came into existence. The port is important for Antwerp. Because of the way the river and the port are situated, large ships can sail 100 miles inland and offload their cargo there, which is very convenient for transport. Here you see the Barendrechtsluis, the largest waterlock in the world, 68 meters wide. Because of the port, we have a lot of large companies like oil refineries, chemical plants. This one, for example, is BASF, the largest one. 3,500 people work there. But let's move on to the tourist traps. This is the oldest building that exists in Antwerp today. It was built between 1200 and 1225. It's had various uses as a fortress, a prison, a home for wounded soldiers, a museum, and today it houses activities for children. The Antwerp City Hall, of course, also worth a visit, very nice inside. And then of course you have the Cathedral of Antwerp, which took almost 200 years to build, starting in 1352. And this is our famous painter Rubens, who of course also has his own museum. These kinds of paintings can also be found in the Royal Museum of Fine Art. In front of this museum there is an art market, the last Sunday of the month from May through September. It's called Lambermont-Martre. If you're more into modern stuff, this is the Museum of Contemporary Art. The Maagdenhuis Museum also houses art. It was formerly an orphanage and is now a government administration building. Traffic is bad in Antwerp. We need to expand our road network, but politics are taking forever. Especially the traffic lights are bad. Pedestrians and cyclists ignore them. But be careful, you see very little police in Antwerp, but when they do see you, they will fine you for running a red light. Fortunately, everything is close together in Antwerp. Most of what you see in this movie is no more than a mile away from the city hall, give or take. There are a few recent landmarks in Antwerp, such as the new courthouse, and here you see the new museum called Mass. Every day but Monday till midnight you can go to the roof of the Mass for free. There is an escalator except for the last flight of stairs. On top of the building you can enjoy a very nice view. And this is the new Red Star Line Museum. This is the Vogelmarkt, which translates as Bird's Market. It was originally a market for poultry, but it evolved into a more general market. Now they have everything: bicycles, antiques. It takes place every Sunday. There is also a specialized flea market for antiquities on this square called Sint, also on Sundays. Antwerp's also good for shopping. Here you see our main shopping street, the Meer. If you want to relax, you could go to Stadspark, our own miniature version of Central Park. We also have a beach in Antwerp. With plenty of restaurants and pubs. Or you could take a walk on this wonderful elevated walkway by the river. These nice little cranes were almost torn down, but they decided to restore them. In this street, Oude Korenmarkt, you can see something really picturesque. This 16th century alley is called Vlaikesgang. It was almost destroyed in '69, but it was bought by an antique dealer. Talk about picturesque, this is the 15th century St. Nicolasplatz, where you can have dinner, but there is also a theater and other cultural activities. Begijnhof. Why don't I stop talking and just show you some nice stuff? last but not least, Antwerp is the diamond capital of the world. In the neighborhood of the central station you have dozens of stores where you can buy diamonds. So, I hope you enjoyed this movie and that it made you feel like coming here.